Hello, my name is Georgina Williams, also known as the Happy Digger on Instagram. I am a machine operator, so I drive lots of different machines, my favourite machine being the backhoe loader. I work for JCB, the company that manufactures construction equipment, and I work for them. I do demonstrations and dealer training, product training, and also get the opportunity to get out, drive the machines and meet people on site as well.
Amazing. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast. It's great to have someone in your genre of the construction world on the show. So thank you very much for giving me your time. I like to get to know a bit of background on people and where they found their passion for their current role. Could you tell us a bit of your background?
Of course, yeah. This is like a really long story, and I'll try to keep it shorter. But yeah, I've had a really strange route into this. So I went into drama out of school. So at school, I was like fairly studious. Like I quite enjoyed school and was okay at it. I have a brother, and he was encouraged to go and do an apprenticeship. So I'm from Derby, and around here we have like Rolls Royce. And my dad had worked at Rolls Royce, and his dad had worked at Rolls Royce. So my brother was sort of his path was you're going to go and do an apprenticeship and work at Rolls Royce. Whereas I was sort of encouraged that you're going to go to university. So just decide what you want to do, and you should go to university. I never wasn't fully sure what I wanted, but I really enjoyed drama. And I had a drama teacher who I just loved her energy, and I loved everything in terms of the confidence she brought out in me. So I ended up deciding that I was going to go into drama. Wasn't good enough to actually be a famous actress, although I would have loved that. So decided I was going to teach. So I went to university and I did a 3-year degree in drama studies. Um, Loved the university experience, and I think it really did help to open doors for me. Just to have that sort of I have a degree, um, and it was just a nice experience. Some of my closest friends and how the people I met there, and it gave me my independence, living on my own and everything. So I did enjoy that experience. But when I came out of university, it wasn't a great time to get into teaching. I went to apply to go do the sort of the next year, which is the sort of teaching bit. So I was going to do a GTP route. I didn't get onto the course that first year. So I thought, no worries, I'll, maybe get some more work experience, do some volunteering in schools and see how I get on. But that's when I moved into events management. So I'd always
Ah,
been the organisy friend.
okay,
Like that's just always been me.
cool.
So again, I've got this big company, Rolls Royce on my doorstep. People knew people. My dad knew someone. He got me chatting to someone, and I ended up working as a visits coordinator at Rolls Royce
No-
and just loved it. I loved events management. So I just ended up not going into teaching and worked in events management. So starting at Rolls Royce, I was coordinating their sort of like product launches and just visits, customer visits, guest visits, and internal events mainly. And then I was there for a few years, worked in events management for a good few years and just ended up going around the local companies really. Did a bit of work with Jaguar Land Rover, did quite a bit of work with pharmaceutical companies as well. So like
Mm,
AstraZeneca, Astellas, and travelled a bit with those as well, organising events. It was great.
cool.
And that's when I ended up at JCB, which is the company I'm at now. So I joined JCB as an events coordinator. And this is kind of like maybe it was 2018 when I first joined JCB. So I was kind of trying to think, I was out of university. So I'd been out of university about 6 years working in events management. And I thought that was my career. That was what I was going to do and work my way up. And I was just delighted to work for a big company like JCB. But that's where I got this hook. And I was like, wow, this is a new world, this construction world that I'd had absolutely zero experience in up until this point. They were all just yellow diggers to me. That was a yellow digger, that was a yellow digger, that was a yellow digger. They were all the same. But then when you're on the phone and you're speaking to customers and colleagues and they'd start talking about different types of machinery, and they've got different names, they would be like, oh, the 4CX or the 540-180 or the 432 or the 220X. And you're like, I'm sorry, what?
That's exactly what I was just thinking.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember that feeling, thinking like, what is everyone on about? And there was different sectors. There was like the agricultural sectors and the customers working in waste and recycling, the customers working in highways and road maintenance. And you
Ah,
start to realize that the different machines with the different numbers are better for those different sectors. And as an events coordinator, I needed to understand that. And I wanted to understand that so that I could better, look after my visitors and show them the right things and organize the visit in the right way for them. Um, so that's where I got hooked. But then the interest in the products then took another level because I didn't want to just talk about them and look at them. I used to sort of like be like, well, can I have a go? So we had a big event around about sort of end of 2018 where we launched a big new excavator, these
Ooh.
huge new, it's a whole series of excavators, big diggers. And we had customers in every day for about 3 weeks. And we used to just repeat the same event, bring them in, let them try the digger, then they'd leave. Next group, bring them in, try the digger, then they'd leave. So this huge new launch of this machine. And every day I would stay behind at the end and speak to our demonstration team and say, can I have a go? Because everyone else got to have a go and I want to go. And that's really where I got hooked with it, really, because I just could not. There was nothing comparable to that feeling of sitting in a big digger and just feeling on top of the world, feeling so powerful. And we have like a quarry demonstration area, and you just sit
Oh,
in this huge
wicked.
dig area. And I would just like run the bucket through the earth. Like it was nothing. Like it was like scooping butter with this huge piece of metal. And I've got these little fingertips on the controls, and I just love it. I just loved it. So that's where it started. I
Amazing.
stayed behind at the end of an event, and fantastically, the company, I think, recognized my enthusiasm, recognized my energy for the products and interest, and the fact that I was also building some great relationships with our dealers and our customers. And they said, would you be interested in training up and joining the demonstration team and driving machines more often? And I thought they were joking at first. Like, I literally, you want me to join the demonstration team, and I've never driven a digger before. But I think their point of view was you can teach someone how to drive a machine. Like that's a skill that could be learned as long as you show sort of the right abilities initially to like work the controls and your brain works in a certain way. Then
Okay.
that's the bit they can teach you. But what they can't teach you is, how to be in front of customers, because ultimately as a demonstrator, you're representing your company and they want you to be, a great with customers, really. So that's where it started for me. And I've never looked back. I love it.
You can tell by the way you talk about it that you're absolutely passionate about it.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the name as well, the happy digger. It sort of captures it well.
100%. What exactly is it about JCB that you love the most?
I think the equipment is what it stands for and represents. I know there was this real sense of pride when I first started working for the company, and that really carries through. Like one of that's sort of one of our core values of the business is really this pride in JCB and in your brand. And I think we do set ourselves, at the premium brand of construction equipment. I mean, there's loads of different brands out there, and everybody's got their own preferences. But JCB, we're a family business. We still have our original founding chairman. He's 80 years old. It's actually his birthday next week. And he was born in the same year that his father founded the business. So his father,
Wow.
Mr. Joseph Cyril Bamford, he founded the company 80 years ago at the end of the war. And then he had his son in the same year, and he ran the business, and then handed it over to his son. And our chairman now, Lord Anthony Bamford, he is in the office every day.
Okay.
Um, and his sort of passion for what his father built and then what he has continued to grow just carries through. And I think the reason why the backhoe loader is one of my favorite products is that was our sort of core original product that our chairman invented, our founder invented.
Ah.
So there's a real like soft spot for this product within the company. But yeah, the pride, and I think I do like the way the company works as well. There's a real sort of, because it's a family business, we do just get stuff done. I've worked for big corporates before, and sometimes there can just be like loopholes and delays. We're very much like this kind of sense of urgency. We just go and get things done, and it's about innovation. So I think that's what helps make our products as good as they can be. But also, JCB machines, I'm a little bit biased, but I just think like their cab environment where you get to sit is just really, really nice.
Yeah.
Like very comfortable, just really nice finishes, the seats, the stitching, the finest little detail that when you sit in there, you're just like, yeah, this could be
Mm.
my office. This is much nicer than sitting at a desk.
Awesome. I think when a business originates as a family business and then starts to build outwards, you hope that it keeps that family vibe, so to speak, and looks after its employees. And it sounds like JCB really does that.
There's lots of opportunities. I think, the fact I joined as an events coordinator, I then became a demonstrator of products, working for the JCB demonstration team. I was training to do the JCB dancing diggers, which is like
Oh,
basically the red arrows, but in digger form. And we do like
nice.
routines to music. It's really cool. And that was
Wow.
like a real ambition of mine. But actually, my experience in demonstration took a bit of a turn because I'd not long joined that team when COVID hit. And the business, we're a big business and we've survived a long time. It's because the business does make quite brutal, quick decisions. And the reason why JCB actually ended up surviving COVID quite well is that they reacted quite quickly, and that did mean redundancies.
Okay.
I think as every business kind of had to make these difficult decisions. So I just landed this dream job. And about 4 or 5 months in, I was made redundant from that role.
Oh,
And I was going to
no.
have to leave the business. I basically refused to go, but not quite in the fact that I was like,
Brilliant.
no, I'm not going. There was just, they'd restructured some areas of the business and there were a number of like roles that had opened up as part of the sort of a restructure, and they were combining multiple roles into one. So everybody had the opportunity, if they'd been made redundant, to apply for any of these positions.
Ah,
Well, I applied for every single one.
nice.
I was
Why
like,
not?
there was working on the switchboard, answering the phones. Yeah, I can do that. There was a health and safety advisor. I was like, yeah, I can work that out. There was, and then there was these like personal assistants, like PAs working for some. They used to look after like individual people, whereas now they were combining it that you're going to look after a department. So I was like, brilliant. I'm organizing. I can do PA work. And that's what I ended up doing. I became a PA for our purchasing manager. And yeah, I don't know. It was a different thing to do within the business. I kept my foot in the door. I learned lots about purchasing, which actually during a global pandemic is a very interesting and quite fast paced part of the business.
I can imagine, yeah.
So it was an interesting. I was a bit bored because I'd gone from sitting in diggers to sitting back at a desk and answering phones. But then again, because as the business recovered out of COVID, there was new opportunities open up. So that's when I ended up going over to where the research and development part of the business, where I did test driving of new product,
Oh,
which
yes.
is as great as it sounds. We have a big digger play area. We've got our own quarry facility, and the idea is just to drive the machines, put hours on them, test out new features or just a whole new product in general. Dig, repeat all day long.
Awesome.
Try and break it, write some notes down, engineers fix it, and that's how we end up with the products that we have today.
Wow.
And that, yeah. So in a way, like this all worked out. At the time, it was like the worst thing in my life, losing that dream job. But I actually wouldn't change it now.
Amazing. It was quick and clever thinking to just apply for all those roles. Absolutely genius, because you recognised that you loved the company, and that was just, yeah, like I say, a genius way of keeping your foot in the door for when the company did come back to normal circumstances of the world operating again.
Mhm.
So yeah, fair play.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really fully think about that, but I think I just love the company. And I think they saw that as well. I think there was people that were like, okay, this girl really doesn't want to go.
Amazing. I love that. Are there many females in your kind of circle from the demonstration side of things rather than the office side of things?
Yeah, not really. So I was the first female on the JCB demonstration team. There was a lady before me who'd done some of the dancing diggers before. She sort of runs the garage side of the business, but so she was sort of kind of the first that I'd heard of. But I was the first person to get a sort of full-time role as a JCB demonstrator. And that was a
Wow.
team of like 12 blokes that had been traveling the world representing our products and showing our customers what our products could do. And the JCB demonstration team, they are really well respected and quite well recognized around the world. So, and within sort of like JCB circles anyway. So it was really proud for me to be part of that team. And actually, since I've left that team, they have now recruited a female as well. So they now have got a female represented on that team, which is nice. And I know it
Yeah.
gets commented on. It's nice to see. And then when I joined the test driving team, so we've got a whole team of test drivers at JCB. They work days, nights, and weekends. So there's 3 shifts just
Oh,
to
wow.
keep hours running on the machines at all times.
Okay.
And that was a team, there's about 10 people on each shift, so it's a team of 30. And again, I was the first female they've ever had as a JCB test driver. So yeah,
Wow.
in a business that's been going for 75, 80 years. And I was the first female in both of those roles. We do see more female engineers and on the production line as well. So in our production facility, I remember when I first joined the company, I would do tours with my visits that I was looking after. And if you were walking down the line and you saw a couple of females in the production line, we'd be like, "Oh, and look, we have females. Look how good we are as a business." But it was like this token female that you'd occasionally see. And then I remember walking down the line about two years ago, doing a similar thing, hosting some customers for a tour, and it just didn't feel like that. There was just a lot of women represented throughout different sections of the manufacturing process, the production line, and it just wasn't a big deal, and it didn't even need to be pointed out. So, well, I think naturally there's more men about, but yeah, we do see far more women. And we rely heavily on apprentices and graduates at JCB. We've got huge intakes every year,
Oh, wow.
and we work them really hard. It's a fantastic opportunity for them. They really get stuck into the business. And now we see a far greater split, not far off like 50-50 intake on our apprenticeship and graduate schemes now. I think because JCB as well, a lot of people who've worked here sort of stay here and work their way up for years. Like even our board of directors, like a lot of them, the exec, have been apprentices once themselves and then have worked their way up to the top. So it might be that we see slow change within the business because there's still more they need to do in terms of representing females in more senior roles. But it's
Gotcha.
nice to see at the bottom, we're trying to make that change and hopefully those people stick around and become the managers of the future.
Definitely.
I think the graduate scheme, you can either do a business degree or an engineering degree, and you get that at JCB over a 4 or 5 year period. It's
Gotcha.
fantastic, really, because they get to rotate
Yeah.
around different areas of the business. The business graduates, anyway, they get to go around like marketing, sales, purchasing, events. They get a
Wow.
full taste of 6 months placements at a time. The engineering degrees, I'm not quite sure, but I imagine it's similar that they move around different product groups, so they get a really like broad. It seems like a far better choice. I wish I'd done that. I'm still paying off my student loan now,
Oh, yeah.
and they're just getting
Man.
it for free whilst being paid as well. Like, why did no one
Wow.
tell me this?
Well, this is it. Like, I always think this as well, and especially from speaking to other tradespeople or people in construction, it's quite clear that the opportunities are quite vast now compared to when a lot of us started in the education route. I mean, that sounds insane. That would definitely be something I would consider if I was of the sort of age range to go into something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is something that baffled me. Like, when I came out of university, and maybe it was a long time ago, I don't know. I'm older than I think I am. I went to university in 2009, so I would have finished in like 2021, I think. Sorry, yeah, 2011, 2012, actually, I think it was when I finished university. And I came out of university, and my first job, I was being paid £17,000. And I just thought, this is amazing. Like,
You
this
do
big
though, don't
girl
you?
job. I
Yeah.
thought it was so good. And then for like the next few years in events management, I went to like 18,000, then 19,000. And then, when I first got my job at JCB and I was like, I got £24,000 a year. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, I want all this money. Um, but also, I was trying to buy a house and I was like, hang on, the numbers aren't adding up here. I've got this student loan to pay off. I'm trying to buy a house. My first house was £110,000. So it wasn't even like they're even the same as what they are now.
Yeah.
And I guess like probably what people go into now out of university is perhaps a little bit higher. But I just couldn't, I was working so hard in events management. You work really long hours
Yeah.
and I was on this salary, but I loved what I did. And I just couldn't, the numbers just weren't quite adding up for me. I was like, I've been at university now for like 5 or 6, 7 years. I'm, in my mid 20s and I'm struggling. Like, I bought
Mm.
this house and I cannot afford to do anything. Like, if my colleague said, do you want to go out for food tonight? I'd be like, oh no, I'm busy. Because God forbid they would say, let's split the bill. and I'd ordered the cheapest thing on the menu. I actually had the most amazing colleagues right then, and they were just so good to me, and they could see that I was trying to build, this life for myself, and that I really wanted to have my own home. They were so good to me. They really looked after me. But it was then that I got a taste of like how much you could earn driving diggers. It was when I went to work at test site and I was like hourly paid, and I started working a weekend shift. So I could work like double time on a Sunday, and I was paid for my hours. And this was like a whole new concept to me, like the fact that what I worked, I got paid for. And I
Okay.
was like, wow, who's been keeping this secret from me? Like in construction, if you want to work hard, you will get paid well for it. And if you want to earn a little bit more money, you go work some extra hours. You
Yeah.
take on an extra job. And I was like, this is like a secret that everybody's kept from me. Just I look like it was a whole new concept to me that you could like earn all this money. Not without hard work and
Oh,
commitment and
yeah.
dedication, but that was an option.
Yeah, I mean, I can see how coming from a background of salary work that is such a revelation, like you say, definitely, especially
Yeah.
when you've got a life goal of building a home.
Yeah, it was. I honestly, I just really enjoyed it. I mean, actually, I have taken another turn in my career since then. I was working there driving machines for a couple of years. And then I did end up back in the office. So yeah, I'm now back on the salary actually. But I've like worked my way up, and I go back to what I said earlier, like JCB is just so many different routes and options to take. So I actually now work in one of the product teams. So I deal with like product marketing, but that also still includes a little bit of doing demonstrations. And it's nice because I'm back in front of customers, which as much as I loved my digger driving weekend shift, it was great for a period of time, but it got a little bit monotonous after a while.
Okay.
And I think I was ready to sort of try something different, and that's why I ended up back in the office, still out and about visiting customers. I've got the best of both worlds now. So yeah, it's nice. I often get to travel quite a bit and go and visit customers and do training in different places. I've been to South Africa, Turkey,
Wow.
America. So yeah, I was in Kazakhstan, like the most crazy
No way.
places.
Wow.
Yeah,
I've heard it's beautiful there.
it is. Yeah, really beautiful. I was very surprised. It's not at all what you'd expect. Actually quite like a modern city, really like lovely like hospitality. You get very well looked after wherever you go. They're
Wow.
just really, yeah, they're proud of their country, and they want to, when the people visit, they want to give you, show you what a great place it is and how good they can look after people.
I was actually going to ask you about the travel because obviously
Uh huh.
I've done a bit of Instagram stalking as I do,
Yes.
and I've noticed you've been to some really awesome countries. What was your favourite place to go, and what were you doing there?
I think I did really enjoy when I went over to Savannah in America. America's just something for me. I don't know what it is. It's just this big kind of like, the great place. And I've always just thought maybe one day I would have like career options to move out there. It's part of the reason why I stay working for a big company like JCB, is that you have got options for global mobility. There's people at JCB who've moved their entire families and lives out to another country, and that's all been, whether that be a short-term basis or a permanent basis, you've got them opportunities with a big company like this.
Yeah.
And I did, yeah, I loved it out in Savannah. I think what I loved about that is just the actual place. Like Savannah is such a beautiful city. I love it was so like kind of historic, but like so many beautiful the trees. I'm going to sound really sad now, but I just love the trees in Savannah.
I'd say something like that. I do love a good tree. Yeah, just
Really nice
yeah.
trees.
No,
But
I
it was
get
really
it.
nice. I will say as well, actually, I just got back from Turkey, and absolutely loved it out there because they have got these backhoe loaders everywhere, and the backhoe
Really?
loader being like my favorite product. You don't see them as much out in the UK now. So if I see the odd one when I'm driving about, I'm like, oh, that's a nice machine. In Turkey, they are everywhere. So I drove absolutely
Ah.
everybody mad because wherever we drove anywhere, I was like, there's one, there's a backhoe, there's a backhoe. And I'm like pointing out the spec and the design. I'm like, oh, there's a 3C Like a 3C Mark II, I can tell because it hadn't got the door. So like, it's in the distance. I'm like, absolute beauty. Look at that machine over there from 1990. Like, and they're like, okay, Georgina, you can stop now.
In your element by the sounds of it.
Oh, I was, yeah, fantastic. And it's
Amazing.
great, it's quite empowering. I travel out to these countries, South Africa, Kazakhstan, Turkey, and I'm going out there to train people on our product. So I'm going out there and I've got sort of a team of in those destinations, I haven't actually come across a female sales rep.
Okay.
So all the times I've been out and done training, I've been training a room full of maybe 30, 40 blokes who are out. And these guys are the sales guys, so they're selling the machine, but they also will demonstrate the machine and show customers what it can do. So I'll go out there and show them. And they're sort of always like, sort of looking like wide eyes. And I will say, I've always been treated with like the most respect from these people.
Good.
In Kazakhstan, South Africa, Turkey, they're actually just delighted to meet somebody who's as passionate about the product as they are. And that's all that really matters. So I've always had great experiences training them. They're always really receptive. I've never had any challenges, and I thought sometimes that might be the case. Like, then are they going to listen to me? Are they going to, are they going to be, I don't know. They're perhaps just not used to having a female showing them how to work, heavy equipment. Whether they might be
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't need to listen to this. But I've never had that, so it's really
Wow.
just more in my own head that I thought that might be the case. But it perhaps helps that we all work for the same brand, so there's that sort of element of pre-respect there anyway.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I mean, that was something that I was going to ask if you'd had any bad experiences because you are a female in such an industry. It's really good to hear that you've had such good reception. And I think part and parcel of that is possibly because, like you say, you are so passionate about it. And if they can see that you know what you're talking about, I guess
Mm.
that they can be more accepting, if we're gonna say
Yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah. I think the only thing I really get, which is just the surprise,
Okay.
and the shock, and that they get their phones out and start taking pictures, and then there's a real sort of like amazement, like that.
Wow.
It's like, wow, and but there's no sort of real offense taken from that at all. It is genuine from them, and that they're like they just haven't seen it before.
Yeah.
Um, and there's an element of like, I was like, oh wow, it's like they didn't expect me to be able to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that just is what it is. It's just the naivety. It's just the world they live in. They haven't seen it. But yeah, it's surprising. I hadn't ever faced that, and I always thought that I would struggle with it. That maybe that would be the case, and it's kind of not. I guess it's just reinforced this thing that sometimes you just got to put yourself out there and go for something, and
Yeah.
don't overthink it too much, because sometimes people surprise you, and yeah, it's maybe not as bad. But I do recognize, I think, because I work for this sort of like corporate brand, there is an element of sort of respect and maybe safety that comes through that I know I'm going to be like looked after and respected by essentially my colleagues,
Mm.
so that probably helps me.
Okay. Interesting angle that, definitely. Yeah, because obviously a lot of people, typically in the trades, work for themselves in small teams, so it can take years to build up that national or even just regional reputation. So I can totally understand having such a big brand name behind you can
Yeah,
feel that little bit safer in that
yeah,
respect,
it
being a
does.
woman in
Yeah.
the industry. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like empowered to, I think, do you know what? I'm just going to go and buy a digger and quit my job and go be self-employed and just live my best life driving around in a machine. But yeah, it puts me off for that reason, because I'm aware that there are potential challenges that I would face out there, and it would be different if I didn't have that brand behind me. And I could see that.
Do you find that you have to incorporate social media much within your role? Do you have much to do with social media? Because obviously, when speaking to other traders, that's quite a large part of promoting themselves.
Mm.
Within your role, do you have much to do with that?
Yeah, so I set my social media page up when I first started driving the machines just because I wanted to share what I was doing. I thought it was really cool and I wanted other people to know that this was, something that you can do. Mainly it's like just to sort of like put the word out there that women can drive construction machinery. So that's why I set it up. But well, I ended up meeting some fantastic people through it. So I'm always glad that I set it up. But there has been a little bit of I have to be very careful because ultimately JCB have got their own promotional channels,
Ah,
and it's not really part of my role to do that. So initially, I'd have to be very careful to keep the two things separate. My social media was a personal thing, and my work was my work. Um, Now, naturally, I did occasionally post about things at work, but I would have to just make sure I was quite conscientious of what I was talking about and just being considerate for the brands that I work for. I sort of like tried to build a relationship with the social team at JCB. And as the page grew, I've had to be even more careful of that as well because, they have their own content that they post, and I wouldn't ever want to sort of step on their toes. But I think in more recent years, my role has, because my job now is I'm essentially working like sort of a marketing, sales, product growth role. Naturally, I have got the unique ability to be able to promote the product. And yeah, I don't know, like JCB must think actually I'm just like free advertising because I genuinely love what I do and genuinely love shouting about it. So I think, yeah, it's reasonably authentic. I suppose some people might not think it's authentic because it's the company I work for and I'm paid by them. But I guess it's not really paid promotion, is it?
no, I don't think it is because, like you say, it's not officially a part of your role, but you're just so passionate about it, you want to share it with everybody. And yeah, I can totally understand that you've got to be careful that you may post something that the socials team may not have posted yet. So yeah, again, it's putting an option of a career out there from a personal perspective as opposed to a corporate perspective of
Mhm.
socials. If you do you kind of get what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. But it has also allowed me to be like connected with customers and people that I meet. If I go to visit a customer site and we're talking about product, I can connect with them on social media. And actually, I've had some really nice moments where I've, been working with a dealer or a customer and we've shared some posts together. And that's enabled us to sort of work together and strengthen the relationship between, customer and JCB through kind of a more personal way. And I like that we can follow and keep in touch with what we're getting up to. So there's that advantage to it as well. It naturally is a way that people communicate and share activities now.
Exactly, yeah, and that's exactly why I ask this question to everybody because social media is such a huge part of everyday life for everyone now. I just
Hmm.
like to understand how it is incorporated with them and their business, and yeah, it's definitely 50-50 for a lot of people as a good and a bad thing.
It's hard work though, isn't it? It's
Oh,
really time
yes,
consuming. Like,
absolutely.
I never fully appreciate that. I always wanted it just to be like something I did on the side. But then, yeah, the pressure, if you want to keep something going, you have to post every day. And then I'm always super conscious as well. Like, I have my job and I do my job. And on the side, I'll post on social media. But I would never allow my sort of like content creation time to merge into my work time. So I might capture a few snaps when I'm out and about doing things, but then I need to go and edit that in my own time and schedule that to post at a time. And I'm always conscious of, I don't ever want anyone to look at me in my job and be like, oh, all Georgina does is just take photos for social media. Some of them would probably think that, but I also try, I think I work really hard. So hopefully they don't just think that's all I do.
I'm sure they don't. I'm sure they don't.
But I found like social media now is also a huge part of my job in terms of what else is going on in the world.
Uh,
I'll be scrolling through, maybe a competitor has launched a new product and I want to learn about it. So I'm watching their YouTube channel to find out about it and then reading the comments of what other people are saying about it. Or there's a lot now, there's forums online where machine operators will talk about what's going on and they might have had something really positive to say about a machine and then everyone else jumps in the comments section being like, yeah, I love this about this. So I'm reading it then. And it never
Okay.
stops. I especially think because I have my social media circle in the construction industry. And then naturally all my channels, when I'm scrolling through, the algorithms are just feeding me all the construction stuff. So I do never switch off from it.
Are there any big announcements or big projects that you've got coming up that you can share with us? Are you traveling anywhere new?
Nothing majorly exciting. I suppose my big thing at the moment, which might be sort of feeding into my social media a little bit, is that I've just about to start a big extension on my home. So I'm actually on my third house now. So the first one,
Ooh,
bought it, flipped it, sold it. Second one, bought it, flipped it, sold it. And
nice.
then I overdid it with this one.
Oh,
Yeah, bought it, half flipped it, lived in it, got planning permission, and now, yeah, we're going for it.
sweet.
Yeah, that I would love to say I'm like going to do it all myself and learn on the job and see how it goes, but I just don't have the time for it. And my job now is like very demanding and I love what I do, but it does mean that I don't have the brain space to project manage extension. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I am regrettably handing over my money to somebody else to do it. But I'm such a control freak. I'm like, I can go on a course and learn to lay bricks. And then, I'll just do it that way. Don't like it's like my toxic trait is that I could do that.
So yeah, I feel your
Do you know
pain.
what frustrates me though? It's like when I'm trying to find somebody to come and do the job, and trying to find somebody is a nightmare. Like
Yeah.
I just and this is another thing. Like go to young people, I say go out there and go and be an electrician or a plumber. Go and learn a trade because I cannot find them. There are not enough of them around. And, they're all so busy that you can never find someone that's available. They don't answer the phone, they don't get back to you. It just frustrates me so much. I think because I come from a customer service background. And, I'll give credit to these people. They're so busy that they actually don't need to, I think sometimes maybe I do see that the customer service levels drop because they just don't have time to get back to everybody. But then I get frustrated when I've rang around 4 different people and then I get this ridiculous, oh, yeah, love, we'll sort that out for you, darling. Don't worry, that's going to cost you about 600 quid. I'm like, 600 quid? I could do it myself in a day. Not quite. But again, and, and I think sometimes think, am I being mugged off here? Because you think I don't know what I'm on about. But when I ask around and then I'll get another quote for £400 and I'm just like, okay, so he's just tried to take advantage of me there. So, you get really guarded like, about who you let in to do these things.
You do, definitely. And I think, unfortunately, there's been a bit of an, I want to say maybe an era of like rogue traders that have been put in front of us through TV shows and social media exposing them, etc. So I think naturally, after seeing that, a lot of people are cautious about who they employ to do these sorts of jobs around their properties. And unfortunately, that can make it very difficult for those of us that are reliable and do the job correctly. So, from a customer point of view, it is very, very hard to trust someone effectively because that's the main thing, isn't it?
But then when you find them, you just cling on to them and don't let
Oh,
them go. And I think I've
yeah.
now found those people.
Oh,
And
great.
yeah, I'm really, yeah, I've got really just good relationship with my new builder that's about to start. So yeah,
Amazing.
trust him. I'm going to try and not be a control freak and let them crack on. Yeah, I would love to be doing my own groundworks, but I'm just going to slow them down. And they're starting before Christmas, so I know they just want to get in here and blast it out. So yeah, but hopefully there'll be some digger driving going on in my back garden
Yeah.
and I'll be here with a camera. I
Amazing.
can't promise it'll all be JCB branded though. I don't know what will turn up.
Oh, damn.
Oh well, a digger's a digger. I'll have some fun on it.
That's it.
No doubt, yeah. The builders will go home at sort of 5 o'clock and they'll come back the next day and the footings will be dug. Well, sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Been done under spotlight at 11 at
Yeah.
night.
So yeah, that's really exciting for me. And then at work, yeah, I don't know. There's always bits and bobs that come up. I've not got any travel planned immediately right now, but loads of exciting projects that we're working. There's always something going on at JCB. Always something new that's come in or something big that we're working on. So you just, yeah, you never know what's coming around the corner, and that's what I love about it.
Cool. Exciting. We're now at a point where I like to do a quick fire question round if you're up for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wicked. So feel free to elaborate on any of your answers.
Okay.
Um, and they're a mix of like personal and work related, just so the
Okay.
listeners can get to know little bits about you. Driver or passenger?
Ooh, driver. Yeah. I like to be in control.
This is probably going to be an easy one, but I'm going to put it in there. Bobcat or JCB?
JCB, don't offend me.
No brainer.
I couldn't say anything different. I'd get sacked.
Tea or coffee?
Tea. Oh, I'm turning into a coffee person. I love
Oh,
a flat
yeah.
white right now. Yeah. So I'll go with coffee.
Sweet. Traveling America or Europe?
America. Yeah, I do want to travel more of Europe, but yeah, America's where I would probably choose for like a personal holiday destination. And yeah, Colorado is next on my list. Not booked it, but I want to go and explore Colorado is my next one.
Okay. Have you been to many of the states in America?
Yeah, I've done quite a bit of like holidays around America. So I've done quite a lot of like New York and Boston, New England. My partner was working out in North Carolina for a while, so I've done all of that.
Oh.
I once flew into New York and then drove down to him in North Carolina, but I took the Blue Ridge Highway through the mountains and drove all of that. That was such a good trip. Like I fully recommend going on a solo road trip.
Yeah?
It's so empowering. Like, you get in a car and you just drive and you stop when you want to stop. You go where you want to go.
That sounds awesome.
So yeah, I think I need to go and explore more of America and do more road trips.
Next one. Dogs or cats?
Dogs. Yeah, I love my dogs. I had 4 dogs the other day. I only 2 of them are my own, but I just take them in as well. I can't help myself. So if someone's going on holiday, I'm like, I'll have your dog. I'll have your dog. So I had 4 last
Wow.
week. 4 was a lot. It's a lot of paws. And when you're about to have a renovation project start and your garden's becoming a mud pit and the weather's turning,
Oh.
it's a lot. It's a lot of
Mhm.
paws, a lot of muddy footprints, but I love it. They're great. They're
Aren't
just
they?
great. Yeah.
Awesome. Monster trucks or musicals?
Oh, oh no. That's the hardest question in the world. So I'm going to go with musicals because that's been around since day one. Like even when I was younger with my mum, being in the local pantomime, and singing the songs, and then throughout all of my life, musicals has been a thing. Whereas Monster Trucks has just come around in the last few years since
Okay.
JCB decided to sponsor our own monster truck, and now we have Digatron, which is the greatest thing ever. Um,
Gigatron?
Digatron. Yeah, he's as
What?
cool as it sounds. It's got like a little digger at the back, and it's got teeth at the front, and it's unbelievable. It's so loud, and it does backflips and spins. Yeah, Monster Trucks
Wow.
is the coolest things ever. I saw somebody with a T-shirt as well. It said "Girls like Monster Trucks too," and now
Oh,
I need it.
wicked.
But yeah, musicals has been around since day one. Yeah, you will. If I'm ever sort of alone in the machine and I've got the music blasted out, I've probably got like Hamilton blasting out in the background,
Okay.
singing my little heart out.
What's your favourite one?
I probably Hamilton.
Is it?
Big fan of that. Really nice. Yeah, good music. But there's some
Yeah.
other really nice ones as well. I'm a big fan of. I really like Waitress. Um,
Okay.
Dear Evan Hansen. There's loads. I love them all.
I am a fan of musicals myself. Yeah.
Hmm.
I've seen Les Mis down in
Uh-huh.
London and
Yeah.
Phantom of the Opera I went to see as well.
Hmm.
That was insane.
Yeah, yeah, all
Yeah.
the classics. Yeah, I like some of the newer stuff that's coming out. The music from Six is very good. It's about Henry VIII's wives. Is so good.
I'm sure I've got tickets. I'm sure my sister bought tickets for us.
It's like a pop musical as well. It's like going to watch like a girl band, and
Oh,
they're just
wicked.
so good. Yeah, like powerful women as well. Like the story of the 6 wives
Yeah.
and who they are. You get to dig into it rather than them just being the classic rhyme, divorce, beheaded,
Okay.
died, divorced, beheaded, survived. That's all we know about those 6 women. but now they get to tell their stories, and it's
Oh,
ace. It's really good.
is
Yeah.
it? Oh, I can't wait now. I really hope I
Really
remembered that
good.
correctly. I hope we have got tickets.
Yeah, well, if you haven't, go get tickets. Yeah.
Yes. Last one for you, and this might be difficult. JCB hydrogen engine or diesel powered?
Hydrogen is really exciting. Yeah, hydrogen is really exciting. So I think that has to be the future. There's a little part of me that I'm around some of the older machines and you smell that like old diesel engine, like there's something about that smell that is really nice. So I would say that that is exciting when you sort of you get to like relive that history. But the future of hydrogen is really exciting.
Mm,
And actually, they're no different. The stuff that JCB is running now, these hydrogen machines, the hydrogen backhoe loader, it looks the same, sounds the same.
does it?
All your daily checks that you go around do around the machine, everything's all in the same place. So they've done a really good job of it. That you don't really
Wow.
notice the difference. So I think there's still quite a lot of infrastructure that needs to be put in place to make this more accessible for more people. But it's really exciting the way that's going to go, and we will see this change over my career at JCB as I continue. Hopefully we'll have a long career here, and eventually it may just become the norm.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. I wasn't around when all these sort of like vintage machines were driving around because I didn't really grow up into construction equipment. I meet a lot of people that are like, oh, I grew up sitting on my dad's toolbox watching him dig all day. And like, it just wasn't me. I didn't grow up around it. So I suppose for me, let's look to the future and hydrogen power and see where that takes us.
Exciting. Awesome. Right, well, that's the end of the questions for you on the quickfire round. I do like to end also with three main questions. If you could choose a different position in construction or a trade, what would you choose and why?
Ooh, I think I would love to be a builder.
Yeah?
One, because it would save me so much money. Uh, but yeah, I think, yeah, plumber I couldn't do. I haven't got the patience for it. Electrician, that scares me. But yeah, like the tradie roles, yeah, I think, yeah, I'd love to be a builder because I think you get a little bit of a taste of everything. I'd actually love to just like, if I'd have gone into it at a younger age, and it's never too late now, but I do love what I do. So yeah, I
Yeah.
don't necessarily need that career change. But if I'd have sort of grown up in a family where they had a sort of like a property development business and were doing that kind of work, I've really been at my happiest when I've been like mid house projects.
Okay.
And loads going on, living in, the absolute mess of it all. But I suppose maybe it's like the project managing and the planning side of it that I also really enjoy, but learning new skills, problem solving, um, yeah, and just designing things, seeing what they look like at the end, and then taking pride in it. Like, I just think, yeah, there's something really nice about it. And then seeing the finished product. I could see myself going into that kind of thing if I wasn't doing what I do now.
Cool. I don't think I've had anyone say builder, so yeah, that's a good one. Who do you think I should have on the show next? Or what trade do you think?
Ooh. Oh, do you know what I'm really interested in at the moment? Is people like stone people.
Oh, stonemasons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like stonemasons. I know a couple of people. Like there's the ginger stonemason that works on the cathedrals
Yes.
and everything, and that looks amazing. Like what a skill! But
Yeah.
also, there's another girl from around Derbyshire way that builds like stone walls and just cuts the rocks to size and builds stone walls. And
Ah.
I find that really, when you go to like an agricultural trade show or something like that, you always see the people
Yes.
doing the stonemasonry, and I think that's really cool. So yeah, maybe that's something different.
Cool. Well, whilst I find another one, because I have already had Rosie on, she's a
Yes,
stonemason. So
yes, yeah,
I had my eye on the ginger stonemason, so maybe I'll get in touch with her.
yeah. Her job looks really cool.
Doesn't it? Yeah. And I believe she works over at Lincoln Cathedral.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, I think she's over at
Yeah.
Lincoln Cathedral. That's what I saw last. So
And I lived in Lincoln for a while, so I've walked around that cathedral many a time, and it is nearly always under renovation. There's always
yeah,
scaffolding around it, so maybe I've seen her up there and not really
yeah,
realised.
maybe.
Who
Yeah,
knows?
really, really cool work that, yeah.
Definitely. So where can people find you, Georgina? On social media, etc.?
Yeah, so mainly I'm on Instagram. I am the_happy digger on Instagram. I am branching out into YouTube as well, so I'm on there as well under the same name. I'm trying to do the TikTok thing as well, but I'm most consistent on Instagram. That's where you'll see me most of the time. And my YouTube tends to have some like longer videos of things that I'm up to. So yeah, definitely worth having a look at that as well. Although I don't post as regularly, but you get a little
Yeah.
bit more of what I'm working on when you go over there.
Awesome. Love it. All right, brilliant. Well, I will make sure all your handles and links are clickable in the show
Thank
notes for
you.
people to jump on and follow you and see your content. And yeah, I really enjoyed getting to know you today and a different angle in construction. So thank you very much for giving me
Oh,
your
thank you.
time.
Yeah, thank you for letting me. Thank you for letting me talk. I do like talking. So I'm passionate about what I do. So it's nice to share it with other people.
No, I loved it. And it definitely came across. So yeah, thank you very
Good. Yeah,
much.
thanks for having me. Thanks very much.
Hey, don't go yet. I just want to say a quick thank you for listening to this episode. And if you want to hear more from awesome tradeswomen, don't forget to drop me a like or a follow so you don't miss out on future episodes. See you next time on Life of a Female Tradie.